Help me hit 1,000 subscribers. When my wife Emma messaged, "You're on thin ice," I chuckled. It seemed like one of those teasing text couples send back and forth. But deep down, I felt it wasn't entirely playful. We'd been growing apart for months. Every effort I made to reconnect was met with cold smiles and half-hearted excuses. Emma was a senior HR manager, confident, respected, always in control. I once admired that about her. Lately, though, things had changed. Her nights at work stretched longer, her tone grew sharper, her laughter sounded hollow, as if it belonged to someone else. That evening, after her text, I asked if she was okay. "Rough day," she shrugged. "Not really. Just dealing with a few idiots at work. One of them's getting too friendly." At the time, I didn't realize she wasn't talking about a coworker making advances. She was talking about herself. The following weekend, we attended her company dinner. She looked stunning, but her attention never rested on me. Across the room, a tall, confident man caught her eye. I noticed the glance they shared, the kind that said far too much. "Who's that?" I asked. She smiled. "Relax, Daniel. He reports to me." Reports to her. Those words lingered like poison. Later that night, I overheard her on the balcony, whispering into her phone. I couldn't make out everything, but one line stood out. "Don't worry, he's harmless." The next morning, she met me in the kitchen. Her work phone sat on the counter while I brewed coffee. A notification popped up. "Liam, last night was worth the risk," winking face. My stomach sank. A week ago, she warned I was on thin ice. I hadn't realized she was already skating toward the edge. The days that followed was silent. Not peaceful silence, but the heavy kind filled with truths you wish you could unhear. Emma moved around the house, smiling, kissing me goodbye, acting like everything was normal. Every laugh, every white dinner, every text felt scripted. I didn't confront her. I watched. Her perfume shifted, stronger, muskier. Her passwords changed. Her wardrobe, once professional, became daring. Little details, but to a paying husband, they were warning signals. Sirens in the snow. That Friday, she said she'd be out late again. HR review meeting, she muttered, rolling her eyes. "Don't wait up." "Sure," I replied. "Stay warm." She smiled, kissed me, and left, unaware that her phone had been backing up to our shared cloud for months. At 10:47 p.m., new photos appeared. Most were harmless: wine glasses, dinner plates, city lights. But one stopped me cold, a reflection in a restaurant window. Emma leaning close to Liam, his hand on her knee, her smile intimate. Nothing professional about it. I didn't feel anger, just a calm, deep certainty that some things couldn't be fixed. The next morning, I made breakfast as usual. "How was the meeting?" I asked. She smiled easily. "Oh, you know, office politics and paperwork." She had no idea I had already backed up everything. Photos, messages, timestamps, organized meticulously, not for revenge, but for justice. By Monday, her HR department received an anonymous email with all the evidence attached. That afternoon, Emma's phone buzzed. "Please report to the compliance office at 2 p.m. for a mandatory review." When she returned home that evening, her usual confidence was gone. Her heels clicked against the floor like she was walking on glass. "They called me in," she said quietly. "Someone filed a complaint about inappropriate conduct. Can you believe it? Probably just a jealous coworker trying to sabotage me." I stayed calm. "Did they say who filed it?" She hesitated. "Liam's name came up. But it's nothing serious. They just want to talk." I nodded. "I'm sure they'll sort it out." What she didn't know, her company's zero-tolerance policy, combined with the airtight evidence, left no room for leniency. By midweek, she was unraveling, pacing the halls, crying quietly, snapping at me over trivial things. The woman who once warned me I was on thin ice now felt the fragility of that surface firsthand. Then Friday came, the call she had been dreading. "Emma," the voice said, cold and professional, After reviewing the evidence and interviews, we are terminating your employment effective immediately. Please return your badge and company property today. She froze, phone still to Howie. They can't. I didn't. But the line was already dead. That evening, she sat on the couch, staring blankly, the same spot where she had once laughed at me over a text. I walked past her, grabbed my coat, and paused at the door. You told me I was on thin ice, I said softly. Looks like it finally cracked. Her eyes filled with tears. I didn't wait for a response. The click of the door closing behind me was the calmest silence I had heard in years. Sometimes, karma doesn't roar. It just whispers, you brought this on yourself.